video.
Welcome back, listeners.
Welcome back. You know, like I want to talk about our website and our social media. So be sure to check out our website, zombieeaterspodcast.org. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the ZE Podcast, and you can listen to full episodes of our podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio FM. You don't have to have a premium subscription to any of those services to enjoy our content because we are listener supported. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I like that.
We're on there.
We are.
We're out here.
We're on there. We're out here. And I don't like how weird people have gotten.
What do you
like
think?
classically weird versus like modern day weird. Like before, when someone was weird, you kind of put up with it. You know, kind of like the trench coat people. You kind of like had an eye on them, but you weren't really like too concerned.
Okay.
Then that dude like got all fucking weird and like shot up people at the Batman movie with a trench coat. So trench coats have like a negative connotation, but they don't freak me out as much as like the modern day weird people that look like they wear like brief underwear and like members only jackets and like pull their dick out where they're not supposed to. I don't like that modern day weird shit.
I feel like that's more of like a trench coat thing, like stigma. It's like if you have
Well, no, now I think a trench coat, I think a gun. I think of like that guy's gonna murder everybody.
Yeah.
Members only jackets, I think BVD
More like
underwear and dick
dicks.
exposure. Yeah.
When
I'd rather deal with the trench coat gun than the members only dick.
When you say classically weird, I think of like Victorian era and like
Okay, like all those weird painters and shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they like paint like dicks on cathedrals, and then like nobody finds out about it till like 200 years later. Or...
Well, Walt Disney, there's like a hidden dick in like every one of his movies. That dude was a fucking perverted Nazi.
And there's like cartoons from the 90s, like Ren and Stimpy, where it's like really absurd.
Yeah.
Sexual.
Yeah.
Weird shit.
Right, and you want to know why it's not weird when South Park does it? Because they're not a show for fucking kids.
Right.
They're not made
and
for
like
they're not geared towards children. Yeah.
They're like transparent about it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what the
They're not like, let's put this on like Saturday morning cartoons for children.
Right. I remember the first time I noticed like the Disney dicks were brought to my attention. I remember I was watching a movie, I think it was A Little Mermaid, and my dad was like, that dude's got a boner. I'm just like, what? You like rewound it, and I was like, look it. He's had a fucking hard on. The little dude that was marrying them had a fucking boner. Yeah. And then like on the castle on the covers there's a giant dick.
Yeah, giant gold dick.
What the fuck is going on?
It's actually quite amazing.
It is. Walt Disney, it's amazing that he's still revered as like this fucking genius.
Yeah. And like that it went on for so long and nobody like said anything or caught on.
Well,
like,
people
like,
said it, but they just didn't fucking care.
Yeah, they're just like, it's too good.
Yeah, he died in like the 70s. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Well, what about, what's it called? The, fuck, I don't remember. I just lost my thought thinking about the Disney dicks. Oh, God. It's just so strange to me, you know, that guy can be lauded as like this innovator and this, like, first of all, he stole the idea from Mickey Mouse. Steamboat Willie. He stole that. He didn't even come up with Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
It's like from his previous job.
He hung out with Hitler, which that's kind of cool. But all this stuff, hanging out with Hitler, stealing ideas, dicks, weed plants, all this shit, you know? Boners.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, if that was with a modern
if that like
person,
came out today, not cool.
Right.
Canceled.
Right. That's the thing. People live too long. You know, like you get these people who like they're in this bubble, you know, and they're just consumed with all this shit, and they were born in the time when like, you know, like none of the stuff that's acceptable today was acceptable. Gay marriage, you know, black people drinking out of different water fountains.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff that was like, you know, Confederate flag, South, yeehaw, KKK, all that weird shit, all that awful, disgusting, despicable shit. And like Walt Disney, Walt Disney checks off like 3 of those boxes.
Yeah.
And he's still like the greatest place on earth. Walt Disney, he was a genius. He was a racist, Nazi, dick-loving fucking pervert.
Yeah.
Thief. Intellectual property. He Zuckerberged fucking his
Zuck.
old company before Zuckerberg even Zuckerberged.
Yeah.
He's the originator. That's probably Mark Zuckerberg. Well, he's a Jew, actually. I don't know if he was on board with the whole Walt Disney thing. But who knows? He's such a scumbag.
Yeah.
You know? First he steals the idea. If he's going to steal this idea from people for Facebook, you know he's going to steal everything else he can steal. Your data. Everything.
By any means necessary.
Any means necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, then what's he do? He marries an Asian girl? What the fuck was that about?
Wait, he married an Asian girl?
Yeah.
I don't follow him that closely, I guess. I saw him on...
I subscribe to Jewish fucking celebrity.com or whatever, so...
That's an actual thing?
No. I just made it up.
You have like the insight.
Right, I do have the insight. I got the eye of the Jew.
Yeah.
I know when a Jew's up to some shiesty shit.
Yeah.
You know? When he's being a little altar-cocker. I know what's going on. So...
What'd you call him?
Altar-cocker.
Altar-cocker?
Yeah. It's Yiddish.
Mm.
It's worth a Google. I don't know. Walt Disney, and my sister fucking loves Disney.
There's a
She
lot of people.
loves it.
There's a lot
She's
of
not.
people.
She's not like one of those obsessed, fanatical Disney people.
Mm-hmm.
But the last time they came out here, I had a buddy that had a friend that worked at Disney, so he was going to sign us in.
Mm-hmm.
So because he couldn't sign us in right when the park opened, my sister said, no, I'll pay, forget it. And paid the money, the exorbitant amount of money it takes to get in at Disney, just to be the first person in the park, when I could have got her and my mom in for free.
But not whenever.
Right.
Not
So
yeah.
she was there at 8 a.m, got in, and my buddy got us in at 10, got me in at 10. 2 hours
So
later.
She went in by herself.
With my mom.
Oh, okay.
My mom was like, I'm not going to let her go by herself, you know?
Yeah.
Not like she can't go by herself. She's 23 years old, but my mom was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go with her. She wants to be the first person in the park. I'm like, yeah, but I can get you in for free. And they're like, oh, no. My sister said, no, I have to be the first person in the park. I'm like, all right, that's kind of weird. But that's the most obsessive thing I've seen her do. So then I came in, all relaxed, not waiting in line, came in for free. And my sister's like, we gotta go on this ride, and this ride, and this ride, and this ride. I'm like, hey, my girlfriend's meeting us here. She'll be here in an hour. She goes, no, we gotta go now. I'm like, okay. So
the lines there are retarded long, right?
Yeah, but I had, he gave me a thing.
The fast pass.
Yeah.
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 I have not once.
And because she went in early, she didn't get one. So when she was waiting in line when my girlfriend showed up, I just walked past her and waved.
Oh, she was pissed.
She was
pissed.
But she also knew it was her own doing.
Yeah.
She could have had all this privilege.
Right.
But she didn't want it.
Yeah, I've not once since I've been out here almost 3 years. Actually, I've been out here for 3 years and a day now, and I've not once had the urge to go to Disneyland.
You couldn't pay me enough money to go to Disney.
I think it costs too much money.
It's overpriced. It's overcrowded.
Yeah,
It's
those are the
all
two
you
reasons.
do. It's I'm going to pay all this money to walk and then wait in the sun.
Yeah.
For what?
The only one that I want to go to is the Star Wars one.
What do you mean?
There's
There's a
new-
Star Wars
there's
pack?
There's a new Star Wars thing.
Theme pack?
It's I don't know exactly what, a
Star
ride.
Wars has its own. A ride.
Yeah,
I thought you meant Star Wars
Disney bought Star Wars.
You know, I have Disney Plus. I haven't watched it once.
Watch The Mandalorian. It's actually pretty good.
No.
It's pretty good.
Mm-mm.
You don't like Star Wars?
I don't know. I never watched it.
You've never seen Star Wars?
Mm-mm.
Wait, have we already discussed this?
Yep.
You've seen Star Trek?
Yes. Love Star Trek. Wrath of Khan, man.
I think you should give Star Wars a chance.
I'm not going to.
Why?
Because I don't want to.
Okay.
Thank you. I usually don't get that kind of it usually does not end there
I'm
with
not
people.
a huge fanatic, but I love it.
You know what really pisses the Star Wars people off? When I'm like, well, I like Star Trek. They're like, well, it's not the same. I'm like, I fucking know that.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
They're just I don't know, man. I think that they're very irrational people.
No, they are.
And I can't fucking deal with irrational.
You don't have to choose one or the other.
Right.
You can like both.
Right. Why can't
or
I?
You can like just one.
Right. Right. That's the thing. It's not that I don't like, and I tell people this. It's not that I don't like Star Wars. I can't say whether or not I like it. I've never watched it,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to shit on it. I just don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's my
Just don't
right.
want
I don't have to,
Yeah.
and I don't want to.
That's kind of like with me with Star Trek. Like I watched some of the newer. I think I watched like the newest one.
With Chris Pine?
You sure? And just
Yeah. I like the older ones. See, I'm a fan of the classics. Like I like classic Superman. My favorite TV shows from the '90s. You know, but I can't. Like I've had so many people be like, "Dude, The Mandalorian is the best show ever, and if you don't like it, you're a fucking idiot." I'm like, I guess I'm an idiot.
I wouldn't say it's the best show ever.
Yeah, but that's what the Star Wars people
I
say.
think that the Star Wars
you know?
original 6 are the best.
I had no idea. That's the thing too. I had no idea that like there was more that came out that took place like before, but they came out after. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this is like with me with math when letters started getting introduced. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I started at 4,
Done.
5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Like when I saw like the when variables came into math, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Like what is this?
the
like x equals x is over. Yeah, I was just like, all right. So I had to take
It gets really crazy when they start implementing Greek letters as variables because they are like, they're specified for certain things.
Right.
It's for this variable, but it's like something specific.
I don't think it was you I was talking to about this, but I actually probably should have called you when I had to figure out the diameter of that table.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like fucking use pi.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like
2 pi r.
I was like, oh fuck.
No, it's just the diameter. You just measure the
No. You have to use it. You have to use the diameter. Yeah, 2r pi.
No, that's the circumference.
That's what I meant. Circumference. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I remember like looking at it and being like, "Fuck! I wish my dad was alive," because he would have been like, "Oh, so what you do?"
Maybe it's
you know.
Maybe it's 2 pi r squared.
I don't know what it was, but somehow I got it right.
No, it's not squared.
I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I came to that, but I had my work written out on a piece of paper, and I took a picture of it and sent it to an old math professor I had. And I was like, "Hey, man," I'm like, "It's Rosie. I just wanted to like ask you if like how I got to this answer was right." He goes, "No," but it was right though.
But he said the answer was right.
He said the work was wrong, like how I got to it, how I did the work, it was wrong, but somehow I got the answer right.
What the fuck?
That's what I was saying. Like things always work out for me. Somehow it's all evens out. Like I looked at, he was like, "No." He's like, "What the hell were you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
There's probably like, it was probably right. But there was like a bunch of unnecessary shit all over the place.
Something.
It was like really deleted.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's like, "I don't know how you came to this answer with this work, but yeah." And I'm like, "Okay. Right on." Because I had the measurement of the table from like, tip to tip or whatever to get the circumference. And I don't know how I did it. And I ordered the thing I have over it, that protective, after we stained it and everything and cleaned it. Mm-hmm. And it fit perfectly. I was just like, wow.
You didn't go like a little bit bigger to like, what was it that you covered it?
Just like a plastic, kind of like what old people cover their couch with. It's like a big condom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It went over the edges?
Yeah, it's elastic.
Like sucked in?
But it's elastic, but it fit perfectly.
Oh, nice.
Like it couldn't have been any smaller or any bigger.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, man. I was
That's amazing.
Blown away, yeah. Yeah, I even told Ricky, he's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'll figure it out. It's fine. But when we cleaned that table, I used my putty knife. I was like scraping like this years and years of filth off of it.
Yeah.
It was fucking gross. And that's what I used to stain it with, that Danish oil.
Nice.
Yeah. And I got the polyurethane, but I ended up just using that on the desk that Dulcie painted.
The poly you spray on.
Yeah, right there, that can right there, yeah.
Yeah, that's what for Christmas I made my mom and my dad these cool little they were like wood cutouts, and then I used the wood burner, and
okay,
I wrote them each a poem.
Like Hummels?
Huh?
You made them Hummels?
What's that?
It's like a little wooden thing.
It's like a little wooden thing.
But like, what is it? Like, what was it though?
It was just the plank with
the poem on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hand burnt the poem on it, and then when I showed it to my dad, he was like, "Oh, this is tight. I have some polyurethane." And so we fucking spent all day.
Yeah, so it has like that wet look to it. Yeah. I don't think I did it right on there, but I don't know.
It's fine as long as you just make it even.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention when I was doing it.
And usually you don't want to paint things during wintertime. No, orange peel.
You can't even paint anything in Syracuse during wintertime. You can't do anything outside.
I painted my race car in my mom's garage in the dead of winter in Missouri.
My dad used to do that shit.
But we
He'd be out in the garage with his fucking heater thing.
Yeah. I had used all my mom's propane for her doomsday prepping and.
What? I'm sorry. Come on.
What?
I'm not gonna let you. What the fuck is doomsday prepping? Like the end of days?
Yeah.
So you use all your mother's end of day propane for your car.
Yeah.
So when the Armageddon comes,
she might be fucked.
Hitler in the bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still. I mean, I'm sure she's restacked up by now. This was like years ago. But yeah, like close.
Is that like a real thing that your mother's worried about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would like close the garage door. I plasticed off everything else in the garage.
Yeah.
And then I had all the heaters on to heat the garage up. And then I would like vent the garage out by opening the inside.
Yeah, I was gonna
door.
say, yeah. What are you gonna do for vent? Yeah.
And my mom is like very. I guess she's technically like allergic to like perfumes or paint. And she wasn't very happy whenever the whole house smelled like spray paint.
Right. Yeah, I remember that smell and that sound, shaking up a can. I always remember my father doing that. You know, he would I'd hear him, like I'd hear the can shaking. I'm like, fuck, he's gonna come ask me for help. It'd be like on the weekend, and it wasn't that I minded helping my dad. I was fine helping my dad, hanging out with my dad and shit. But like in the dead of winter when it's like fucking 40 below. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, you come give me a hand. I'm like, Dad, it's so fucking cold out. He's like, you need to man up. I'm like, all right. And all I would do is just stand there and hold a fucking light. He wouldn't let me use any of the tools. He wouldn't let me touch the fucking car because he'd buy like old vintage cars. Like he had like a 73 Roadrunner. Uh-huh. He bought it like it was a heap of shit. He'd rebuild it from the scratch.
Wow.
Like rebuild the engine, repaint it. Cars would be fucking balling afterwards.
Did he use propane heaters or?
We had a big generator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because when I broke my transmission, I had to take it to my buddy's shop, and he used a kerosene heater. They're called salamanders.
Oh, yeah.
The big fucking tube.
Yeah.
You run it for like 15 minutes. It heats the whole garage, but if you run it any longer than that, you start, getting a little high, and you have to turn it off.
Right.
Your face feels like it's like all sucked in, like that picture of SpongeBob.
Yeah. You know that, speaking of SpongeBob, the SpongeBob series, the guy that created it, I don't remember his name.
He died.
Oh. That really took it a dark fucking place. But he was inspired by the album The Mollusk by Ween to create SpongeBob, yeah.
I can see the relation. Like, I can see the relation of, like,
I didn't think that you knew about Ween until like last week.
Well, you could like kind of hear like SpongeBob-esque.
Right. Well, the album The Mollusk. Listen to The Mollusk, dude, from start to finish. Yeah, that's a great song. But the Mollusk album was the inspiration for that whole series.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Ween's fucking great. I actually just ordered a Ween print.
Nice.
For the podcast,
From
yeah.
Yellowbird?
No, she didn't have any.
She can't make any?
I asked her about that, and she said no, she can't.
She just does what they do?
I don't know.
She just does what they do?
I'm starting to think she might be kind of stuck up. Because I told her I would pay her to make a print of our logo. And she was like, no. She's like, I can't. I'm like, why? It's my property.
It's literally what you do.
Right. It's mine. I made this. I didn't steal this. This is ours. And she's like, oh, no, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm like, you have fucking David Bowie prints and movie prints. Did you call the movie companies and ask them permission? Did you call H.G. Wells and say, can I fucking make a print of the Invisible Man?
Wow.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't care.
Where do we go from here?
3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is a movie that I need to rewatch. That's where we go from here. I saw it like 3 years ago when I was 3 years ago when I was living in Utah with my girlfriend, and it was so fucking good. Have you seen it?
I have seen it. I don't remember it.
It's really good.
What's the movie title again?
3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. That chick from Fargo's in it.
Ebbing, Missouri.
Yeah. What's her name? The girl.
How long ago did you see it?
Like 3 years ago when I first moved to Utah. Actually, like 4 years ago when I first moved to Utah.
So, it's based on a real place.
Frances McDormand, that's her name. And Sam Rockwell.
So you acknowledged Missouri 3 years ago. It's Ebbing, Missouri.
It's a movie. It's not real. It's not based on a
here you
true
go.
story. What? Here we go. What again? We're just trying to talk about a movie.
It's the same instance as the same conversation we had about Ozark.
That's not real.
It's a real place.
But it's not
Like
that show's not real. It's fantasy.
It's a fictional plot.
It's a fantasy. It's a fugazi.
It's a fictional plot.
I love fugazi. You ever listen to them?
Is the
Joel Alley?
Mm-mm.
Really good.
Ebbing, Missouri. I wonder if that movie was based on a true story.
It wasn't. It's
What
not
was it?
real. It's fictional.
What even happened in that movie?
Fictional. It was a racist cop ended up saving somebody.
I'm pretty sure that was based on a true story.
Well, because people were racist out there?
Oh yeah. There are definitely racist.
Well, then
people.
there's, I mean, the amount of black people in St. Louis, it kind of makes you understand the racism.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to have the concentration of one race of people. That's not going to piss off another race of people, especially where somewhere that like Middle America or like the South, where the root of racism kind of like started out here.
I just want to say that like by you watching Ozark and Ebbing, Missouri, the 3 billboards out of Ebbing, Missouri, like that's you acknowledging that.
You know what's
Missouri
really
is a place.
funny is that I was like the first person. I actually like had seen Ozark. I was like the first person. I introduced Ozark to a bunch of people.
Wait, what?
I saw Ozark when it first came out because when I was
It first came out like in 2018 when I was.
yeah. No, I know that, but I'm saying like I was one of the first people. Like when I was the one telling people about it, like you guys got to watch Ozark. Yeah.
So you love Missouri, is what you're saying.
I don't know if I love Missouri. I know that.
That's what I hear.
I know. I think that Missouri is a place where
We'll just stop there.
No. The only reason
you said Missouri is a place.
Is a place that I don't think I could live because it's landlocked. I know that.
River.
Yeah, but I like the salty breath of the ocean.
The Big Muddy.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. The Big Muddy. I need to give someone that nickname.
That's the name. That's what we call the Mississippi River.
You know that's government property.
The Mississippi River.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
The estuary that it runs through is federal government property. So, if you were to buy land that the Mississippi River if it goes under like that runs through underground, they can what's the fuck's the term? Domain and control or whatever. They can take your land and seize it.
And do whatever.
Eminent domain, yeah, and do whatever they want with it. Like build like a road, like a entry road or something. Yeah.
Or like widen the river right there.
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. Eminent domain. I learned about that.
The river also owns particular roads because it does whatever the fuck it wants, and so
she's a fierce and fickle mistress.
Half of Columbia was like underwater.
The country.
The town. Or the city in Missouri.
Where you're going to move to, where you're from.
Where I'm from.
You want to move to Jackson, Mississippi.
What?
What?
No. Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
Not Springfield City.
No.
No.
And not quite as south as Jackson.
Mississippi.
Not Mississippi, no.
I would not want to live in Mississippi. I do not want to live in Mississippi.
It sounds like you want to live in Mississippi.
I do not want to live in Mississippi. No, I don't want to live in Mississippi at all. I don't want to live anywhere that is like a breeding ground for hate.
Yeah. It's like so humid there. It's like hard not to hate.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was saying about
You got the swamps.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like swampy there, and
you have swamps. You have big bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the shit in Florida.
Mosquito bites that last multiple days.
Above everything else that's wrong with Florida, like the people, the humidity, the
terrain.
The what?
The terrain.
The terrain. Yeah. The terrain. Everything. Like, dude, the bugs there. It's ugh.
They do some damage.
Yeah, the palmetto bugs, those big fucking gigantic flying cockroaches.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those in person, but
Consider yourself lucky. It's like those, you know, those bitches that shave part of their head, and they think they're all like punk rock, and they look like fucking Baraka from Street Fighter. That's the kind of shit you see in Florida.
You see that here too.
Where?
Like Huntington Beach.
Really?
Newport Beach.
Newport.
Yeah.
I don't think that's allowed in Newport. They're very stuck up people.
You don't see it in Laguna.
There's a lot of weird shit in Laguna. Laguna's beautiful, but it's
pretty stuck up there.
Pretty stuck up, pretty crowded.
Yeah.
And even the gay, like, there's a big gay community in Laguna. They're fucking rude fucking gay people. Like, that's like the first time I've been offended by like literally like overwhelmingly offended by a gay person. Just how fucking like stuck up and like derogatory they were.
Yeah.
They're like a gay gang, like a gang, like a bunch of street toughs that, like, you know, just come and like force their will upon you, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, what did you just say to me? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I said, excuse me. Yeah, there was some art exhibit there, the Festival of the fucking Flowers or whatever, the Festival of the Arts. I have it every year in Laguna. Dulcie made me go with her last year, and the whole time we were there, she was like consumed. She loves the art. She was just like the pageantry and everything. She was all into that. And I'm just sitting here like looking at these people, and I'm just like, these gay people are fucking mean. like talking down to the people who were like there, like giving out drinks, like the servers and shit. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? This is a bunch of fucking rude ass gay people, and they're very like unforgiving too. Like they're not like, yeah, they're like me, but gay. Yeah. I'd hate to run into a gay version of me.
You kind of run into that in Missouri too, but that's more because like.
Is there a big gay community in Missouri?
I can't really say. I don't know.
You haven't been there in a while.
I haven't been there in a while. But like, I feel like that they were so oppressed there. For so long. Like, that'll put
hate in your heart.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, we're gonna take a break. We have a friend premiering a video. Zach can tell us about that right now.
My really good friend.
Want some ketchup?
Oliver Francis. No, thank you.
It's organic.
That's okay. Thank you.
Right.
Oliver Francis, he's coming out with a new video tonight, a new song.
Is he as good as Sage Francis?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
He's pretty good.
Sage Francis good?
I don't know who that is, so probably not. The song is called PMW. You can check it out on YouTube or Instagram. Again,
Pussy with Men?
I think it might be Pussy Money Weed.
That's stupid.
It's kind of like I think it might. I
don't
know.
What is it, 11?
I don't know what it means. I'm not going to. That's just the first thing that came to my mind because, like, we grew up listening to
Pussy Money. That sounds like an ICP album.
It's a Lil Wayne song.
Oh my God.
And so that's, like, the first thing that popped in my head because that's just, like, what we grew up with.
Pussy, Money, and Weed?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right.
We're going to check that out.
Yeah, we are going to check that out.
Yeah.
We support local artists. Well, not local, but independent artists.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so we'll be right back. We're going to get some Pussy, Money, and Weed.
I really hope that's what it means.
So do I. All right.
I never asked him.
Good. Let's see here.
I was
Time.
going to, but...
We're already at 50 minutes, so come back, do the... we could probably just finish it out right now. We got 5 minutes.
I don't really have any final thoughts. I mean, that's kind of like my
Okay.
final thought is like support small businesses, support
Pussies?
pussy and money and weed.
I'm so glad.